Looks like Keith Urban is going through a bit of a rough patch. Fans have been watching the country star navigate some personal and professional twists, and the headlines just keep coming.
What the hell is this?
It all began with the surprise news that Keith and Nicole Kidman were splitting after 19 years of marriage, already a shock for fans. But things took another turn that many saw as a real betrayal. Keith took the stage at Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach. Not just any gig, but a lavish holiday dinner for Pratt Industries, hosted by Australian billionaire Anthony Pratt, with around 600 guests in attendance. The night was pure glamour, from gourmet food to star-studded faces like George Hamilton.
You know, you don't have to fight for success anymore. Are you still hungry?
Oh God, yeah, absolutely. Because there's so many more things so many more places music can go, so many more ways to entertain a crowd.
Now, Keith has never openly backed Trump like some other country stars. But he's also not the type to forbid his music at political events. Even if he doesn't support the politics, Keith didn't seem to mind performing for the right price.
It's a job, yeah.
The reaction online, let's just say it was intense. An Instagram post from Florida realtor Tali Israel showed Keith jamming at Mar-a-Lago, and the comment section blew up. One former fan wrote, "Oh, Keith, no, I'm sickened by this." Others cheered Nicole Kidman for ending the marriage, and some criticized the whole event as overly extravagant while regular people are struggling. Interestingly, when Keith played at Mar-a-Lago last year, the reaction was far calmer. But this time, the timing made a huge difference. Plus, the song choice didn't help. He performed Chappelle Roan's Pink Pony Club, a celebration of queer freedom, in front of a conservative crowd. He's covered it before, and on the Intimate and Interactive podcast, he said he connects with the idea of finding a place where you finally belong, but critics weren't buying it. One person joked about wealthy Republicans listening to a song about queer go-go dancers, while another pointed out the irony, they consume the art while condemning the artists. One fan went even further. It's bad enough that an artist I've loved for 20 plus years played at Mar-a-Lago, but to cover a Chappelle Roan song? That's a slap in the face to your LGBTQ plus fans like me. I thought you believed in human rights. Keith tried to bounce back a few days later with a surprise appearance at the 2025 CMA Awards, opening alongside Lainey Wilson. It was his first performance since the divorce announcement, and for some, it should have been a big comeback moment.
Because I'm very in the moment.
But coming just 4 days after the Trump gig, it felt more like he was trying to shift attention away from the controversy, rather than letting the music speak for itself. So, what do you think? Was Keith just doing his job, or did he make a questionable choice? And was the online backlash fair or way over the top? Let me know your thoughts. Everybody was stunned when Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban announced their split. For almost 2 decades, they seemed like one of Hollywood's most solid couples.
We have such a strong, deep bond and love.
But now that the marriage is over, people are pointing out signs that maybe things weren't as perfect behind the scenes. Let's walk through them together.
I don't think anyone's the perfect anything. I'm not a believer in perfect.
First, there were the whispers about Keith's infidelity. Back in 2006, just before he and Nicole tied the knot, model Amanda Wyatt claimed she had been seeing Keith at the same time. She went as far as saying Nicole should be wary of him, adding that once a man cheats, it's likely to happen again. And that wasn't the only red flag. Keith's ex, Laura Sigler, who dated him for 8 years and even claimed they were once engaged, also spoke out before the wedding. She cautioned Nicole with a blunt prediction. Nicole and Keith might date for a while, but it won't last very long. I don't know her, but I know him very well.
We were shocked.
Laura added that Keith struggled with commitment and that she wasn't convinced he'd ever be ready to truly settle down. In the end, Laura was proven wrong. Nicole and Keith stayed together for nearly 2 decades. But looking back now, maybe there was some truth hidden in her warning.
And Keith's always said you're like a raw egg that I have to be the shell for.
Do you think that's true?
Probably a bit, yeah.
Fast forward to more recent years, and the cracks became more visible. One moment fans picked up on was their 19th wedding anniversary. Nicole posted a sweet tribute on Instagram, sharing a photo of her cuddled up with Keith and writing, "Happy anniversary, baby." But Keith, he stayed quiet on his social media. And the silence was loud, especially considering that the year before, he had posted a heartfelt picture of himself serenading Nicole for their anniversary. Then there was their body language. In June, Keith and Nicole showed up together at a FIFA match, and let's just say, the vibe was different. Usually affectionate and smiling, they looked distant this time. No warmth, no easy chemistry. Fans quickly picked up on the frosty mood. Another huge factor, their demanding schedules. Nicole has been busy shooting Practical Magic 2 in London, while Keith has been on tour across the US through October. Usually Nicole made appearances at his shows, cheering him on from the sidelines, but this time, she was nowhere to be seen. And with both of them jetting around the world for work, it's easy to see how they might have struggled to stay connected. Reports even suggest they've been living apart since early summer. According to TMZ, Nicole has been staying with their daughters, while Keith has been spending more time away. What's more, Nicole reportedly filed paperwork to become a Portuguese resident and was even spotted house hunting in Cascais near Lisbon. That's a big move. And tellingly, Keith hasn't submitted a residency request himself. Keith's interviews raised eyebrows too. On an Australian radio show shortly before the split, he seemed especially uneasy when asked about Nicole.
You met at G'day Australia. Is that what it was called?
G'day LA.
G'day LA.
Yeah.
If you hadn't both been there that day, would your paths somewhere have inevitably crossed? Or maybe this incredible
probably.
life story wouldn't have
No,
happened?
I think it would.
Yeah? Are you a believer in fate, or do you think as two Australians it would have happened?
No idea.
At one point, he shut the conversation down completely.
I just often think that if you weren't at that event, maybe you don't have the same friendship group, it may never have happened.
Well,
Never know.
You never know.
it's fate. It's the universe.
Anyway, moving on.
Not exactly the romantic reassurance fans were hoping for. Also, in another interview with Ryan Seacrest, Keith appeared noticeably uncomfortable when questions about juggling their busy lives came up.
Is that something with your life, her life, and mapping it all out with production and touring? That's a job, isn't it?
It's a job. Yeah.
And teenagers at that.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. No, life is in session.
And then we get to what may have been one of the more sensitive issues, Nicole's role in her film Baby Girl. The movie stirred buzz because of its sexual themes, with Nicole playing a powerful CEO who enters into a complicated relationship with her much younger intern. Insiders claimed Keith wasn't happy about it at all, fearing it might subject him to crude jokes.
What did Keith think of the movie?
He's not seen the movie. Okay. No, we've been on holiday in Australia and it hasn't come out there yet.
Keith didn't show up at the film's big premieres, and in interviews he sidestepped questions about Nicole's role. What made it even more awkward? Keith actually has the word baby girl tattooed on the back of his neck, his pet name for Nicole.
Keith has a tattoo baby girl. Is that connected at all?
Oh, no. Separate, yeah. Coincidence, yeah. Yeah, crazy, right?
Nicole and Keith's love story has always had a bit of fairy tale magic. Who remembers their first public outing as a couple at the Grammys in 2006? They skipped the red carpet walk, but couldn't hide their smiles inside the event.
We found each other in this huge world, and we're crazy about each other, you know?
Over the years, Nicole and Keith gave us so many sweet moments, like at the Cannes Film Festival in 2013, when they were totally wrapped up in each other, or the 2017 Oscars, where Nicole cupped Keith's face in front of the cameras. At the 2020 Golden Globes, Keith held her hand the entire evening. And at the 2021 CMA Awards, Nicole was right by his side, affectionately touching his face, as if no one else existed in the room.
My wife, Nicole, Mary, is here tonight. I love you, baby girl.
And how about last year, at the AFI Life Achievement Award Gala? Nicole was being honored, and Keith and their daughters were right there by her side, making it a family affair. Sunday wore a floral dress, Faith an orange gown. The four of them looked so close, so happy. It makes the news of their split even harder to take in, because fans have watched them grow together as a couple and as a family for so many years.